Welcome to my Dragon Kindred. I'm Drake Raven, and let's play some games. Welcome back once more, my Kindred. Drake Raven here, back in Creativerse on the Geektopia server. And special thanks to Jonti Sparrow over at Geekism for allowing us to join the adventure. And we'll be taking a look at the week 4 of the Dragon Keep, where we look into the Dragon Forge Workshop. Now, the first thing I want to do is take a moment to update the sign, and then we'll head over to our Zen Garden here. And as you can see, after I step over the actual leaf there, we've got some actual plants. I actually began to work on learning how to farm, and you'll see very soon that I also figured out how to cook. Yes, the dragon can cook. So we're going to take a moment to collect these bits of wheat here, and then place down some initial seeds. And we'll take a moment here to reply to some feedback that we've gotten from, I believe it was Residual Chaos, that actually got a chance to watch one of my videos and enjoyed my keep thus far. Soon after this process, we'll collect the rest of the wheat and the vegetables, and then we'll head on inside and see about doing some potential cooking. I was not aware of just how long that was going to necessarily take, but we'll head on inside now and actually show you my cooking and prepping stations, as we have the Dragon Kitchen here. Going to take some time, of course, to work on making a few bits of some meals, some soups, some sandwiches, and of course some bread. Um, all things to keep us nice and healthy and, fed. And for some reason now I feel like making dinner and eating myself. I'm getting a bit hungry, but that will have to wait until after the recording is done. As you'll see here in a moment, as we get the rest of the vegetables and dishes prepared, I take the time also to fix up the little table here that I've set up as a preparation table. So we go ahead and put our soup, our bread, and a couple of vegetables in there and make it look nice and presentable and somewhat lived in. Well, now that our bellies are quite full, it's now time to get the real work done. We'll head up outside here and up into the mountain and up along the path here. As we come in here, this is the initial chamber that I had carved out to cut all the way to the other side of the mountain. And special thanks to whoever gave me the extra Lumite mining tool that will be very helpful soon. Well, it seems I had forgotten about getting this coal. So let me put down a couple of extractors and get those out of the way here shortly. For the time being, we're going to take a very quick walk out this back door. Overlook the hopeful Dragon Valley with, again, more stone than I know what to do with. There's plenty of stone in this mountain, and I will probably have plenty to offer if anybody ever needs it. Just call me your stone mason, as the kind of joke is going. Let's head on up to this other side here. Close this double door. This is the path that heads up and around toward the top of the mountain. I continued the same Peacestone path with the occasional limestone blocks, and then I decided that it's going to have to come down a little bit, and as we come down to this being the second floor, we'll turn here to see the beginnings of the Dragon Forge. I had decided to tuck it in to the mountain a little bit, and I do quite love the siltstone with the glass windows and the obsidian doorway here. As we go ahead and get inside, we'll take a closer look, of course, at the little bits of armor improvements that I was able to make. I finally actually took the time to work on getting myself upgraded to obsidian armor, a full set, and including the sword, which currently I am not carrying because I still have the actual diamond sword that was gifted to me by Vagaroth, if I recall correctly. Which, again, thank you for offering me that. It's been very helpful in defending my little lands from the creatures of night and just surviving in general. Enough about me, though. You actually came to see this Dragon Forge. I did actually borrow a little bit of some inspiration from Jonti's blacksmith, which hopefully he'll show off in a later video. But as we take a closer look here, you'll see that I actually use a good bit about the iron with a couple of the processors, the cooking area, and the forge, and I frame the stone and have the fire pits be the fire of the actual smithing area. And down at the bottom, you'll see that I decided to use the asphalt that I made as the kind of pit to do the oil burn effect of the smithing there. And then over here we take a bit of a closer look actually at the resting area. I put in a couple of these straw stacks just to fill out the room a little bit. We have a little bit of a seating area with table, although I have to put in some chairs. And of course, what actual workshop wouldn't be complete without some weapon racks and some actual weapons. As you may have seen over on the walls there, I decided to put in some stone decorations up on the shelves. Just finish out putting a couple of the decorative weapons on the racks as if it was actually functional. This is not only looks nice with the combination of the stones. I do love that siltstone. It's a nice color, nice little accent. So I may actually improve some of the floor, but I wanted to get this video out here, and I'm very happy with what I've been able to put together so far. Well, it seems that night is upon us, and I guess we can go on to fight, and we can, there we go, there is a nice victim of circumstance. Let's see how well we do in fending off our little area. Okay, well, we managed to make it to morning, so we'll head on outside here And there are a few other things that I want to show off in this particular episode. We'll take a moment to turn to the right here and head a little bit further up. I continued the path up into and over top the mountain and decided to head all the way up to what will eventually be my third floor here. As we cross into the second block of my area, we have the start for the high garden. I'm intending the high garden to fill in much of this area of this left-hand side, as there's a nice little valley tucked away on a secondary mountain, and I wanted to have an area that would be a proper garden, not just a miniature Zen garden, to be over top of the actual hillside here and wrapping all the way around the mountain. And I'll show you here in just a moment the actual map. I'm actually going to attempt to ride along the ridge, either on the inside or the outside, probably the inside, and decorate the actual edges to make it look functional as part of, again, a raised mountain overlooking this little bit of the valley. Oh, hey, there's a chest. Let's see what we get. Alright. Some actual wax and some much needed coal. Alright, so we'll come up here to this little Peacestone marker that I put. And this is toward the edge of my plot. And there's much of the valley, and I'll have to figure out what I'm going to do for the rest of the valley at a later time. But for the time being, take a little bit of a walk around this inner edge of the actual valley as we pass by some rams and, of course, this actual chisered gizzard, I think, that has decided to jump into this valley. And as we approach this marker here, we can of course look down to Pickled Cow's beautiful resort, or retreat, I should say. And we're going to walk along the area, top edge, between our actual two areas. I'm going to take a moment here in just a second to look down at the top of the waterfall. We have a little bit of a garden area that we're working on as a joint effort together to kind of build out the area. So I might see if Pickled Cow can help me with the garden area for the mountain, because that is a beautiful valley and I don't want to destroy all of it. I just need to make the edges work for the garden process. So that'll be a beautiful work in progress to work on. This last little bit I wanted to show you here is what would end up being potentially a fourth floor, but this is the reserved area for the dragon launcher, so I don't run into any glitches, as I managed to run into several glitches when I was repositioning the door. So the last thing I want to do, of course, is thank you all for being here and enjoying the video, and we're going to take a moment to say goodnight, of course.
Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. This has been Drake Raven, and special thanks to all my dragon kindred.